Hello, hello, good evening. Good evening, Mousimus, Silver Sword 7000, Cosmic Void 3, Dr. Mikachu, good to see you. I haven't come to your streams for so long. I haven't gone to actually a lot of streams for quite a while lately, and I feel bad about it. I just have been busy, etc. But it's really good to see you. Over the treetops, good to see you, of course. Yes, the new game got announced. Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. I feel like that's the first time I've said it out loud. Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. Yes, there's a Steam page. Yeah, I'm going to show the trailer and talk about that, and show some of the pixel art that I've done for it, and talk a little bit about the process, because it was super cool to get to work on that. So I'll do some kind of behind the scenes about that. Aetherbones, thank you for the follow. Meat Moth, thank you also for the follow. Yeah, today, Judith Butler's Lover, good to see you. Justin Paul Sear, good evening. Justin Paul, I always mention his game Panzer Paladin. I got to play the demo at PAX East in Boston last February. At the last big event ever for all time. And it was really good. So if you're interested in like pixelated platform type of game, Panzer Paladin, super cool Canadian studio. And yeah, so today we're going to do a few things. So I initially thought I was just going to do some intro art work on the Crimson Diamond, but I figured the Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator just got announced, so I kind of wanted to do something special for that too, and kind of talk about that for sure. Jim Plays Games, hello, good to see you. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about it. So first things first, I'm going to just do a quick dev update. I have been working on Chapter 4 of the Crimson Diamond. It is a 7-chapter game. The demo is the first chapter. It is a squishy, Jim, it is a squishy game. It's a very squishy game. Dream Boss, hello, good to see you. Welcome to stream. Yeah, so that I just threw up the links in Twitch chat of what's a lot of those. Oh wow, I broke a lot of those links when I was doing my Nightbot and I did not test it. Oops. Okay, well, the Crimson Diamond demo, which the link is broken right now. Chapter 1 is the demo, and there are 7 chapters. I'm working on Chapter 4 currently, the last section of Chapter 4. So there were 3 sections of Chapter 4, and I'm kind of scripting all the little encounters that happen right now, and making a list of assets that I need to create. So I need to create, some more animations and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. I haven't finished scripting. I'm just looking at my notes. I haven't finished scripting all of the encounters and stuff yet, but I feel like I'm nearly there with it, potentially. I think if I had to make a guess on all of Chapter 4, I would say I'm about 75% done Chapter 4. Oh, the links work for you, Jim? Okay, good. So even the Steam one that's not even lit up right now, and the YouTube one. And last week I talked about a pixel art presentation that I did for a grade 10 graphic communications class, and that's up on YouTube now, just the video, with fixed audio and everything, and with some of the feedback you guys gave. So I do have a link for that too. And of course, if you want to share it with a class or anyone you think might find it helpful, then please do. I just kind of did it because I remember when I was in school and I saw, we had guest people presenting whatever they came to present. A lot of them made a pretty big impression on me, particularly a comic artist that came to my middle school. And I don't know if I've already told the story before, but there's an artist who worked on Excalibur, Ken Lashley. He was a teacher, a friend of my teacher, my grade 7 teacher, and he came to talk to us and show some of his work. And I found that really inspiring, and I feel like it kind of led me to this all. So thank you, Ken Lashley, and thank you, Dave Watkins, who was my grade 7 teacher. It meant a lot. So I kind of wanted to, if I could inspire anyone to try making games for fun or, for profit, that would be cool to do. Oh, today's Tuesday. Judith Butler's Lover. Today's Tuesday, right? I'm not losing it, am I? Have a good night. I rarely know what day it is. When you make your own schedule and work your own hours, I never know. So I totally understand. So that's the dev update. Today is 100% Tuesday. Okay. Oh yeah. Speaking of, happy Crimson Tuesday. I missed it last time. I think I felt bad about that. But happy Crimson Tuesday. And I guess for anyone who's new here, I'm going to just do a quick intro like I usually do. Unless you're Aussie. Okay, yeah, so fair enough. Unless you're Aussie, it's not Tuesday. I am Julia Minamata. I'm a solo indie game dev. I'm working on the Crimson Diamond, and I'll be showing the trailer right after I finish talking about it, so you guys will know what I'm talking about. But it is a text parser mystery adventure game that it uses the EGA color palette, and Roland MT32 music. I've got a musician working with me, Dan Polakar, and I'm going to put up Dan's links. So Dan is a teacher who is a touring musician, Grammy nominated, and he is a big nerd, a big adventure game nerd. So we've been working on that together. Last week we did a music stream where Dan composed 2 pieces of beautiful music live on stream with his Roland MT32. And hopefully we'll do the same thing next week. And so that's just the 2 of us really. It's time travel. Yeah, it's been Tuesday for Aussies, but tell us what that's like. So that's that. So that's me, and yeah, I'm just working. I'm Canadian. The game is based in Canada, and it's been a lot of fun to make. And I'm hoping that it'll be done this year sometime. Yeah. The raised intonation at the end indicates, how committed I am to that deadline. And Edenwaith, good to see you, of course. Edenwaith is the reason why the game is playable on Windows, on Mac OS, and the game is actually also playable on Windows XP. For anyone who is running a Windows XP machine currently, I know there are some of you, so that's not even a joke, because I know people in chat do that. Thank you, Jim Plays Games. I can do it. We'll see. And yeah, we will talk about Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. But first, I'm gonna run the Crimson Diamond game trailer. We're gonna just get it. Oh, you know what? There's something else I forgot to put in my notes. Okay, well, I'll play the trailer first, and we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. Trailer time.
Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS.
Okay, so that's that. That is the trailer. We should play the trailer hourly. Oh my goodness. I don't actually know how long we're going to be spending today, depending on how long I talk about Space Warlord, and depending on how much time, if I ever even get around to working on intro art today. I said I would, but it's just par for the course for the stream, just not get around to it. Slat Studio, good to see you. We need to I survived Crimson, Ontario, and all I got was t-shirt. Yes. Yeah, you can definitely post links anyways. I don't have any type of restriction on people posting links, because you guys are also cool, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh yeah, so I'm going to be doing a bonus stream this week. I can't believe I didn't prepare that or even think about it. Yeah, I'm doing a bonus stream. I'm in the Big Adventure event, which is #TheBae, THEBAE, and there's a bunch of people, a lot of familiar adventure game people, like Francisco Gonzalez and Sean Aitchison and Jacob Generica. A bunch of people are going to be showcasing games in this really, really cool festival on Steam called the Big Adventure event. And I'm streaming on Thursday at 9 p.m. on my Steam store page, and nothing but the Steam store page, actually. I remember back in the summer, I streamed for the Summer Game Festival for Steam, and my computer just could not handle using Restream to stream to Twitch and to Steam at the same time. So I'm just going to make it simple as possible and stream only to my Steam store page this time. And it's going to be me streaming just the demo, and possibly not just the demo, maybe some little bits and pieces that if you guys have been coming to stream regularly, I don't think anything will be that new for you. But I'll probably, give them a little tour of the outside of the lodge, considering in the demo you're restricted only to the inside of the lodge. And, just do fun stuff like that, answer questions. Let's see. There are still 50 Tuesdays remaining in 2021. That sounds like so few Tuesdays. That bothers me. Oh, and you think Jim Plays Games says Twitch doesn't allow restreaming if you're an affiliate anyway. I did not know that. Ooh. Ooh, I am an affiliate. Okay, so that's that. Did the trail, I'm just looking at the notes. Okay, so why don't we get into... Oh yeah, one more thing. So I showed, last stream I think I showed the Holiday 2020 card. And I just wanted to quickly throw up this animated GIF of some of the process of that. So I'm just going to throw that up right now. If I can find it, here it is. So yeah, it kind of shows a bit of how that worked. But I wish I had more preliminary work of just the figure, but I don't. I kind of flattened the layers before, unfortunately. Oh, there's about 30,100,000 seconds remaining in this year. That also sounds not very long. Hello, Rogue. Good to see you. Yeah, and just now the Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator thing just went up there. It says, brought to you by Xalavier Nelson Jr., creator of Hypnospace Outlaw, Skatebird, and an airport for aliens currently run by dogs, among many other things. And there's a Twitter. He's at Rit Nelson on Twitter. Patreon, Strange Scaffold. Xavier makes words on itch.io. And there's a link to the Steam page for Space Warlord. And we're going to actually go there right now, actually. Okay. So, we're going to take a look at the trailer. Arrogant Logician, good to see you. Already wishlisted SWOTS. Thank you, Airroke. That's good to know. Okay. So, I'm going to play the trailer. Oh no, it's already started. Okay, give me a second. Oh no, stop. Okay, here we go. Oops. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so that was it was so cool to work on it. So let's see. I'm just gonna catch up on chat a little bit. Deluxe Talk saw Dan Marshall of Size 5 promoting SWOTS before you saw any other announcement, and it looks great that you wishlisted it. Awesome, Deluxe Talks. And it does have a bit of a World of Horror vibe to it, which I'm really grateful that you're saying, Jim Plays Games, because I love World of Horror so much. There's something about like low res, monochrome, pixel art with dithering. Ugh, it's so good. Like Return of the Oberdin too. Now, Smith, you could use a few new organs. Yeah, Rogue, the music is really awesome. RJ, super talented. Xalavier put together this really awesome team of people. RJ, being the musician, is one of them. Ben Chandler, he's the artist on Wadget Eye Games, of course. Really awesome. He did the 3D stuff. I did the character portraits and the inventory icons, which I'll show you guys soon. Eden Waith, the SWOTS is on currently for Steam right now. I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, I'm going to talk about the Dithering too, really quick. Feroy, heyo, good to see you. Yeah, Oberdin, Arrogant Logician, Oberdin, and World of Horror, I just love them so much. So for me, to get the opportunity to work on something monochrome and low res, I was kind of intimidated, but I was super excited to do it. Yes, Deluxe Talks Hypnospace. I bought it. I haven't played it yet. I'm really looking forward to it. And Ben Chandler is amazing. Yeah. And yeah, Xalavir is just he's shipped so many games. He's so creative. I really admire the guy. And not only that, he's a really good person to work with. So if you ever get the chance, like jump on it for sure. Yeah, for all your imaginary friends out here, we're real. We're real. Okay, so I'm going to move it into Photoshop now, I think. And I'm going to start talking about the art for Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. Hold on. So let me see. Let me get into here. Okay, so. Oh, and speaking of projects, and top secret projects, I'm working on another thing with Xalavir too, as we speak. And it's right now it's just referred to as the Redacted project, and it is the same team that did SWOTS. So you can stay tuned for that, and I'm really super excited about that. Okay, so here we have some of the preliminary stuff for the game and some kind of closer up views of some of the portraits. And of course, we also have a picture of me and Xalavir at PAX East. Dr. Mikachu, you love Xalavir, and you were psyched that you heard we were working together. I was psyched too. Yeah, Arrogant Logician, yeah, Redacted project. Xalavir's mentioned it in passing on stream. He calls it a stranded genre of game, and I'm not even sure what that means because I've never played that game with Norman Reedus in it. That one by Hideo Kojima, I think. I've never played it, but he says that's a genre, and I'm just gonna go with it. I don't understand everything that goes down in our team chat. I just kind of say, I just nod and smile because I have the Death Stranding. Thank you, Maximus. Death Stranding is the game that he's referring to. It looks nothing like that, but apparently it kind of resembles that in some way. Dave, oh wow, thanks for subscribing. 6 months on Prime, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, this picture is me and Xalavir at PAX East in Boston, the same event that I met Justin Paul at. And this was after the panel that I was on for Adventure Games. And I met him in February, and so little did I know that come around to, I don't know, fall, summer, late summer, fall, I'd be working with him. And having done pretty much 2 projects now with him. And it's been really kind of awesome. And I said this before in a previous stream that I don't think it's that controversial to say that 2020 was nobody's favorite year. But there were some good things about it, for sure. Dave Worth, you think that saying it's a strange type of game might be a meme or a joke? I don't know. Oh yeah, the other person on the game, another main person who is doing UI and game design, is Sam. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's called Sam Person on Twitter, and he's some kind of mad genius. He has made it so that Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator is playable with the Kinect in apparently a 9-year-old piece of hardware. Oh, Justin Paul, that's that's your arm in the background. Okay, so this arm here, I guess this is what you're referring to, Justin Paul. I don't know if I should call you Justin Paul or just Justin. Justin. Yeah, so this is Justin's arm. So there we go. Very nice. So we have 3 people in this picture. That's nice to know. Okay, so we're gonna close up this photo right now, and we're gonna just move into some of this other stuff. So the portraits. The first thing Xalavir showed me in terms of direction that he wanted the portraits to go is he showed me this piece here as a reference. And so I really went off of what this was for the look of everything else. But the first thing I did was I wanted to see, first of all, okay, so this portrait is 116, basically 116 square. Yeah, Ripley from Alien, exactly, yeah. 116 by 118. And that really goes to show you how distinctive Ripley from Alien is in terms of everything, considering you could guess that it's her from this very low resolution portrait. You know, I think that's kind of impressive. Hey Belkoon, good to see you. Yeah, so this is 116 square, and Xalavir wanted the portraits for Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator to be 50 by 50, which is less than half. So that got me nervous because anyone who's done pixel art before, when you even take a few pixels off either side, you lose a lot of detail. And I was really concerned about taking something that was 116 pixels square and trying to make it 50 by 50. Hello, my neighbor Errol. And so I was nervous. Nervous is an understatement. And I really wanted to make a good impression. And I never worked on anything monochrome like this before. And this low resolution. Oh, cool. Anyway, so Mac OS 9, the icons are 32 by 32. We're going to get there. We're going to get to something even smaller than that when we talk about the actual organs that we're doing here. Even Windows icon files are 48 by 48. Okay, so this is what I came up with. So this is the 116, basically 116 square piece. And I came up with this as the test. Oop. This was my 50 by 50 trial for it. So there it is, 50 by 50, 7.32 kilobytes of information. And Linux icons go to 64 by 64 or 128 by 128 or larger. Yeah, so of course, we're going to be sacrificing some detail. And I think I didn't get the proportion of her hair right. I think it should have been taller. But overall, yeah, not much information I feel was lost in it. And I did try to keep that facial expression and keep, and even the proportion of the ear maybe a bit off. Anyway, it was a test run to see if it could be done at that resolution. And so we were happy with that. So okay, well we're gonna settle with 50 by 50 for the portraits. And little did I know that they would actually get a lot more complicated than even this sample. And I kind of had to pull out a few tricks that I don't even really use for the Crimson Diamond art to kind of achieve some of the effects that they wanted to achieve. Let's go 25 by 25 Cosmic Void 3. Well, that's a thing. So the organ icons I made for the inventory are 25 by 25. But anyway, we're going to get to that. So there's the 50 by 50 recreation, reimagination. And so we're going to look at some of these ones. So these ones are seen in the trailer. You can see some other ones in the trailer too. Oops. And so here's just a collection of enlarged versions of some of these portraits. And I'm just going to open up maybe a working one here. Let's look at this one. Okay. So this guy. And what I love about the design doc for Space Warlords for SWOTS was how much creative freedom I got from Xalavir to pretty much do whatever I want. So the actual concept for a lot of these characters are just kind of really, a few words really. So it was really fun to get to do that too. Oh, thanks, Jim. You say these have a lot of character. Thank you. It was really fun to do these. But yeah, so for instance, if we look at this warlord guy here, I think he was supposed to be martial and bored potentially. I forget what the design doc said, but something along those lines. And the Crimson Diamond uses pretty much overall kind of basic dithering in terms of the checkerboard pattern, but I wanted to give these more texture. I wanted, and even at this resolution, I wanted to give them more of a tonal feeling. And it was tough to do because of how few pixels I was getting and how large those pixels are. Yeah, the seal. Yeah, the seal guy or gal. Yeah, that was supposed to be a chill. I forget I really should have looked up the. You know what? Why don't I do that? I'm gonna not show you the design doc, but I'm just gonna switch it over to Big Me camera, and I'm just gonna look at the design doc real quick on my own, and just give you an idea of what I was. I mean, it's just nothing secret or anything. Just a couple adjectives, really. Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure that it's on me. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a few words. Because it was another treat, because yeah, like I said, it was very open-ended in terms of what I actually came up with. and he pretty much was okay with everything that I did, which was awesome. I mean, I love when you're, don't want to call him a client, but the director of the thing kind of lets you do your thing and trusts you. That's a really big deal, and I think it really helps to with the end product. If you let the people kind of you trust them and let them do what they can do, I think it's a wonderful way to be. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Wow. Computer's chugging. Okay. Oh. I cannot find. Huh. I cannot find. Anyway, yeah, it was a chill seal basically. This is going really slowly, so I am unfortunately unable to find what I'm looking for at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, never mind. Let's just move on to back to Photoshop. Okay. Zoom in on their eye reflection, yes. Yeah. Well, it's probably for the best in case I wouldn't want to spill anything I'm not supposed to spill. Okay, I'm just going to catch up on chat a little bit. Yeah, exactly, Rogue. So many people and companies prefer control over trust, but I do enjoy the opportunity to use or offer trust where possible. Yeah. I think for the most part, the end product does benefit, even if you pick good people for it. Well, yeah. So I was going to talk about dithering. Actually, I wanted to just go. I actually prepared a quick little dither thing. So this was on Twitter, I think yesterday, and it's by @ThisIsLux, and it's a great kind of overview of some pixeling and dithering, particularly for pixel artists. I'm not going to read all of this out. I just wanted to share some of it, including the dithering that's happening in these swatches here, and kind of how you can get a surprising amount of variation with all kinds of dithering effects. And there are different. There's more to it. So if you go to @ThisIsLux on Twitter, they have a really nice overview of some of these techniques and ways to do dithering, which I really never thought of too much when I started doing the Crimson Diamond. I was just kind of looking at the Sierra stuff. But there's a lot of techniques. I mean, if you look at this image here, this kind of reflection of this armor, there's so many techniques and effects you can have with different patterns of dither, and I never really considered them until I was working on SWOTS. Yes, Eden Waith, I retweeted this dithering thing. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool little guide. So @ThisIsLux, LUX. Yeah, exactly, Arrogant Logician. Oberdin has this dev blog, and Lucas Pope talks about the graphics techniques and the dithering and all the finagling he had to do to make it so that it wasn't nauseating and also looked good. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take that down. Oops. This one. Okay. And yeah, I wanted to talk. So there is, I guess, what can be referred to as a strange scaffoldiverse. Zalaver Nelson's company is called Strange Scaffold, and one of the games they've come up with is an airport for aliens currently run by dogs, which I haven't played yet. I don't know if I've bought that one yet, because I knew I wanted to get my way through Hypnospace Outlaw before I started on that. But there's a character in an airport by, oh my goodness, these names of Zalaver, your names of your games. And there is a character in an airport run by an airport for aliens, currently run by dogs, named Chad Shakespeare, and he was a stock photo of a dog. Because the fun little catch of that game is that a lot of the art is stock photos of dogs. But yeah, there's a Chad Shakespeare character, and I think he figures in maybe another game or two. But I was asked to make a dog in this game, in SWOTS, and it was difficult. It was more difficult than doing something completely out there, because everyone knows what a dog looks like, and I kind of here just so you can. Oh no, I just did something there. Okay. Undo. What did I just do? Okay. So these can go through a few iterations. So this is how I first started with this dog character. And it was hard because, like I said, everyone knows what a dog looks like. No one really knows what a middle management alien looks like, with an overly wide striped tie, and no one knows what a surfer seal with a puka necklace would look like, really. But everyone knows what a dog looks like, and so I felt a lot of pressure. I didn't even really know that this was a character that Xalavier brings to other games, but I felt this pressure to make something that was it had to be cute. How do you need to make something cute that reads as a dog recognizably in 50 by 50 pixels, and that was a lot harder than some of these other ones. Yes, Eden Wave. It's a very bardly name. Oh, and another enjoyable stock photos of animals game is Cat Presidents by a Rock Studios. Cool. Maximus, no spoilers, but is the dog a customer or source material? It is no spoilers to say that the dog is one of the traders in the game, because in the game trailer, he is in there. So he's a trader apparently. I don't know what the story is with him. Ambersine, good to see you. Okay, so speaking of, so these are 50 by 50 pixels, big. But the other visual aspect that I was responsible for was organs, which are these. And these were 25 by 25 pixels. And I'm going to open up a couple of those. So open up the eyeball and the leech lymph. Oh, let's open up most of them. Okay. So these ones are 25 by 25 pixels. And we initially were thinking about doing 16 by 16 pixel icons for these, and I tried it, and it's amazing how much adding 9 pixels on each side will do for your level of detail. And this one, you can see that in the Steam, one of the Steam screenshots that I just grabbed from the Steam store page, this is kind of blurry, but you can see that the leech lymph is one of these. It ends up being pretty small on the screen, which is why I tried to be really careful about how it would read when it is that small, and giving it shadow and light and shadow to give it form was a big challenge too. But I really did enjoy that. And actually, I think I'm proudest of this leech lymph than on any of the other organs. Although I do find that some of these suggestions of these when they read in a smaller size are kind of pleasing. Like this intestine, I kind of like a lot. Ben Chandler did these 3D renderings of these organs. So these pulsate and in upsetting ways and rotate. And what I did was I took his artwork, so I got the sprite sheet for it, and then I would try to closely as possible in a 25 by 25 pixel space duplicate this look of this ultra dithered 3D model. And that was a bit of a challenge too. Yes, this intestine I like a lot. Is leech lymph the real thing? Do I want to know? Yeah, it's one of those recent organs they discovered in the human body. There was a news piece about a new organ that they've recently discovered in humans. It wasn't leech lymph, but maybe it will be leech lymph. The challenge, of course, was the made up ones, because the ones that weren't made up, I would get Ben's 3D rendering sprite sheet that was like a mashup of pixels. Especially when I wasn't looking at it animated, it can be hard to read a little bit at the resolution that we were at. But I can look up other versions of that image, that organ on Google, which I did, and I was able to get a better understanding of the shapes and stuff that were going on. But with something like a leech lymph, you don't have any hope. You just have you're just working from the one piece that you're provided, and so that was also a little bit of a difficulty. But I think they turned out pretty well. Yeah, there are new organs to discover. Yeah. And is the appendix worth the most? Yeah, people mentioned RimWorld. I've not played RimWorld. I've read RimWorld, so I'm kind of surprised. I don't remember anything in the books about organ trading. So I don't know, but I think me being a freelance illustrator beforehand really did help me to make sure that these would read at a smaller size, because when I would do illustrations for magazines or newspapers, of course, the biggest thing is how big is it going to be on the page? Is it going to be a full-size illustration? Or the first time I worked for the New Yorker, the piece I did for them was about the size of a large postage stamp. It was about 1.5 by 2 inches, maybe 2 by 2.5 inches, really something really small. And it had to be simple, and it had to read at that size. You can't just design something and have it zoomed, blown up on your screen, and have it look fantastic. But the minute it's actually at its printed size, it completely does not look like anything. So a lot of the time when I'm working on these pieces, I zoom out again to something really tiny to see if that's still working out, and zoom back in, try to get the detail, but you can't lose sight of the fact that how big it's actually going to end up being on the screen, and it does have to work at that size, which is approximately that, I guess. Okay, so anyone who's read the Rimworld books, can anyone tell me if there was organ trading in the books? Because I think I read all the Rimworld. Well, I read the first 4 or 5 Rimworld books, but I don't know if there were more. And I don't remember anything about organs. Or is it just in the game? Jim plays games. I did these in Photoshop. Actually, you know what? That's partially true. I worked on them mostly in Medibank Paint on the iPad. Medibank Paint is a free drawing app that I really like. It's really good for pixel art. So I used that for the most part, but I would kind of do some adjustments here and there in Photoshop. So I would say, though, like 90% of the work for these were done on iPad with Medibank Paint. And I'm just going to put the name of that in the chat. Medibank Paint. Okay. And yeah, I really like I like the app. It's developed in Japan, so sometimes you'll get a dialogue window that has Japanese on it. So that's a little bit funny, but for the most part, it's very good. All right, so looking at these, what else can I show of these? I think that was pretty much what I wanted to show for them. Let's see. Right. Oh yeah, and I just, as another kind of aside, on limited palette, small, low resolution pieces, for anyone, for the benefit of anyone who hasn't seen these ones before, this is a piece I did in my first CGA. So this was about at the same time I was doing those first monochromatic low resolution pieces. I did this piece for 1-900 Hot Dog, which is a humor site. My first CGA piece. And I just put the links for 1-900 Hot Dog. It's a Patreon humor site, but they do free articles, and you can find their free articles as a tag, I think, on the site as well. And it's the main writers are Sean Baby, Brockway, Lydia Bug, and I think those are the main ones. And you might recognize Sean Baby and Brockway. They used to write a lot for Cracked, as well as David Wong, Jason Pargin as well. And so I got approached to do this piece for them as details of some of their favorite or most popular articles on their site. And so here it is, and this one is 400 by 300 pixels. And the thing is this piece has 25 different points of interest on it for 25 articles that they've written in their first 7 months of being a humor site. And it's one of those things where you wonder if you can fit it all in there, but it did happen, and this is how it ended up being on the site. So it was a lot of fun to do that. Limited palettes are a lot of fun to make, and it's kind of funny because the Crimson Diamond is EGA, it's 16 color palette, and all of the other kind of contract work that I've done in pixel art has either been 16 colors or less. I've done some EGA commissions, like portrait commissions for people. Those are EGA, and this one is CGA, and then this Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator was monochrome. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of like it. I don't know if I'd want to do pixel art with more colors. I feel like 16 colors might be my limit. Yeah. Cosmic Void 3 says 400 by 300 pixels is more pixels than anyone would ever need. Yeah. I don't know if that can really be attributed to Bill Gates. Oh yeah, my neighbor Errol. Yeah, this is definitely Rum- Rumble in the Bronx. Yes, yes. It was so fun to try to do that. To kind of, it's not a great likeness of Jackie Chan, but yeah, Bill Kun, I found my niche. 16 colors or less. Tanda, good to see you. Tanda Gasa, I'm going to do a shout out for you. And I was just telling Dr. Mikachu that I have been so bad about poking in and just visiting other people's streams. I just, I've been just so busy and just, I don't really have any excuse, but I just want to apologize to everyone. I used to, and I'm going to shout out Dr. Mikachu as well, who also does amazing streams. Yeah, I'm just, I used to visit other people's streams a lot more often. It's been tough. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, don't worry, Dr. Mikachu. Please entertain your new pup, do taxes, all those things. Don't worry about it at all. Yeah, I don't know what I do with 32 colors or 64 colors. I really love limited color palettes, even if they're kind of weird like CGA. Oh yeah, something similar about memory, Cosmic Void 3. Yeah, I think I remember the actual quote you're talking about. Yeah. Yes, and Eden Wait, that is Fisto from Masters of the Universe. Yeah, Arrogant Logician, you like CGA pink and cyan, the best colors. I love what they look like when they're dithered. I love these two colors together. So here it is, when you go really super close up, these two colors, the cyan and the magenta, you zoom out, you get this beautiful, like lilac, or like, what is this color? I don't know, periwinkle, maybe? Yes, 640K RAM ought to be enough for anybody. Something like that. I do remember something like that. And then of course, yeah. So this piece here, that's the Double Dragon movie um, poster. Yeah, it just they resolve so well. I mean, it kind of blends beautifully because their value is pretty similar, their brightness, and so it's really easy for the eye to just blend those two colors together. Um, and it's so different than any of the other colors. What else do we have here? We have a very, very pixelated Hulk Hogan. We have anything else people would recognize here. There's a Pokemon at the bottom here. Oh, probably can't see. Hold on, I'm gonna raise this up so you can see that. It's Pokemon at the bottom here. Bellsprout, I believe. The Arrogant Logician. Part of the fun is trying to get as much detail as possible into these tiny little spaces. I was really fond of this Bolo Young Shoot Fighter 2 VHS cassette. I managed to get most of Shoot Fighter into the side of this VHS cassette. I know, it's stuff like that. Low-res pixel art is kind of... I love it so much, and I love the challenge of trying to get jokes for Minecrafters in and make it legible. It doesn't always work, but you get the impression. Oh, Bilku in Sega Genesis could display 61 simultaneous colors for a total palette of 512. I don't know. I feel like I have enough as it is. And as an illustrator, I would do silkscreen prints of stuff. So even when I was doing illustration, before I went completely digital, I was doing silkscreen prints that might have 6 colors maximum in them, and I would do like these tonal dots. I would do screen tone dots as well to get extra colors. So it's kind of natural for me to just do something with very limited color palette. But yeah, I also recommend, so the 1-900 Hot Dog on the internet. I also recommend the Dog Zone, which is their podcast. They're really great. I'm a big fan. So that's that. Okay, what time is that? To check time, 8:48. It's not bad. Okay, so close up some of this stuff. But yeah, so I don't know when that's gonna come out. It is meant to come out. Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator is meant to come out in 2021. I'm not sure when. And I'm not sure when the next the Redacted project will be announced. I don't know when that's going to happen either. Oh, nice, arrogant logician. Did you? Hold on. I'm gonna catch up on this. Yeah, your prime came up yesterday. Is that yesterday? Okay, so how many portraits are in the game? Justin Paul asks. Good question. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave you guys on Big Me, and I'm gonna just check. I'm gonna count how many I've done for the game. So I'm gonna leave. I'm too low. Okay, I gotta sit up. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly check how many there are, without you guys seeing. Cause I don't remember how many we ended up doing. Okay, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 23, 22, 23 maybe, I'd say. There are 31 organs in the game. Slater USA, lower bow. No, wait, I know. Yeah, I know. We're actually gonna. You're here, perfect timing to see more of that. No, Deluxe Talk SWOTS is not redacted. SWOTS, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator, is not redacted. It's easy to confuse them because it's the same team. So it's me, it's Zalavir Nelson Jr., it's Ben Chandler, it's RJ on the music, and it's Sam Person on Twitter, doing UI and systems and stuff. So yeah, it's the same team, 2 different games. Albionium, good to see you. Welcome to chat. Welcome to the stream. Oh, good. So you learned about this thanks to the Jim Plays Games stream. Yeah, last week, Jim Plays Games streamed the Crimson Diamond. I was on there for about 45 minutes or so, just hanging out, giving some hints and things like that. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see, we did the trailer, did that. Okay. Next thing is we're finally gonna get around to doing some actual work. And what that means is we're gonna go into, first I'm gonna show the piece that we spent forever on, which is, where'd it go? Hold on, I don't even know if I'm on the right screen. Give me a second. Okay, so, what? Oh crap. Just saw a glimpse of something you weren't supposed to see. Okay. No, Slater USA. No, that is a very famous scene. The Maid. That's a very famous secret scene in Colonel's Bequest, for sure. The Fifi changing scene. Okay, so. Oh. There it is. Okay, so this is the scene that Eden Waith picked for me to redo overall for the intro. If anyone of you've played the Crimson Diamond demo, there's an introductory sequence with a lot of really rough-looking artwork, and this was a piece we ended up redoing for that. It's nearly finished. I still gotta fix some of these trees, I think. They're not, the leaves and stuff aren't quite where I want them to be, and these trunks I feel are kind of too thick. So I don't know. Well, why don't I said we were going to work on something new, so we will. But anyway, this is close to being there. I just have to adjust some of the trees. Yes, this took a few. Thank you, Cosmic Void 3. Yeah, I remember this art. It took a couple of streams to do. Yeah, let's not go over how long this took and how it's still not finished yet. But it's honestly, I just have to fix these trees. So we're not going to work on this. I promise we're going to work on something new. No need to apologize anyway. Yeah, the building is great. I'll fix this. I will eventually put that in to the actual trailer. But we're going to work on something new. So, we are going to work on one of the intro scenes. And it's going to be this nice nighttime scene here. And we're going to get the guy. Filet man. Here we are. So, here is the fisherman who finds a big diamond in the belly of a fish after he guts it, and he's about to cook his dinner. And we're gonna work on this scene a little bit, I think. And here you can see I've done. You can see the animation here, his little hand scaling that fish or whatever he's doing. So here we have the light and him doing his little thing. There we go. And I also want to mention the name of this character in the game. I believe I called him Doug Bow in the intro. Yes. Yeah, he's gutting the fish. Okay. He's petting his fish friend with his knife. I think the name of this character in the game is Doug Bow, and that's a mashup of Douglas Herring, who was the artist for the Colonel's Bequest. And the fish that I made sure that the fish in this scene is a herring. It's a lake herring. It's Doug Bow filleting a herring and getting a diamond out of it. Yeah. And actually, what I have here, so Doug Herring is the artist on the Colonel's Bequest, and so here's a picture of him from Twitter. So I know that this is kind of okay to share. This is what he looks like, and so I wanted to model the character of the fisherman after Doug Herring as a kind of tribute to him. And I actually got to meet Doug Herring at PAX West a couple years ago. It feels like forever now. And I got to talk to him a little bit about how much the Colonel's Bequest really meant to me, and how it was such an inspiration. And he was really cool. Yeah. Yeah, so Doug has a lot more hair than my Doug. But while we get into some of this, actually let's open up the full EGA color palette, all 16 colors, to make sure we have everything that we need for that. So here we go. Here are all the colors that we get. It's not a red herring. No, it is not a red herring. The Crimson Herring. I nearly called the game the Crimson Herring. I was warned off of it, though. I was completely discouraged from calling it that. I don't know if that was for the best or not. Because, yeah, it's a herring. It's in crimson. It's the Crimson Herring, right? Yeah, I got to meet him. It was really cool to meet him. There's kind of a vignette happening around this scene, and I think the same vignette happens in this forest scene. So this is the very, very, very first scene in the intro, where he's kind of fishing in the lake, and I think it's exactly the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same vignette. So I feel like I should probably put this in a separate layer, because otherwise, if I want to use the exact same thing, it's going to be trouble. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I'm going to create this vignette in a separate layer. And because this intro night scene has so much more black in it, I'm going to use this as my and I'll you know what? Once someone suggested I keep the history palette open for just educational purposes. I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts, so I don't know if that's going to help anyone. Okay. So I created a new layer. I'm going to fill in all these bits here just to paint out all the pieces that aren't the vignette. And I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to make a beautifully detailed vignette. Kind of like how the Dagger of Amon-Ra had some really beautiful vignette scenes. They had kind of an Art Deco style. And the museum in Dagger of Amon-Ra is called the Leyendecker. Leyendecker was a huge commercial illustrator back in that era that Dagger of Amon-Ra is based on. And a lot of the look of the characters and the character portraits are very much inspired by Leyendecker's work, which I think is really cool, because I love Art Deco, and I love, you know, the sort of like the trendiness of what the Egyptian stuff was trendy at that time because of the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. And the blend of Art Nouveau plus Egyptian art is just really cool to me. So visually, I love both games. I love Colonel's Bequest because it's EGA perfection. But I also really love Dagger of Amon-Ra. The art direction was really smart in it. And I realized I'm actually pretty good at using Photoshop without looking down at my keys, because I did a Halloween stream where I was a creepy like grudge or Ju-on lady or girl, and it was pitch black. Well, not pitch black, but very dark, and so I couldn't really see what I was doing on the keyboard, but I kind of managed without having to look. Crimson Diamond was a good choice. Okay, Jim plays games. I know, I was heavily discouraged from calling it the Crimson Herring. Probably, yeah, like I said, for the best. But I'm very bad at naming things, so. Yeah, J.C. Leyendecker. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Justin Paul Sayre. I couldn't remember what his initials were. Because I was thinking Andrew, but I know that's Andrew Wyeth that I was thinking of. So. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the music back on. Let's put some Great Canadian Tune Book on. Hold on. Okay. Get the tunes back on. There we go. Yes, Hunter 1043. The house in Laura Bow 1 is gorgeous, and it's kind of why Crimson Diamond exists. When I discovered this pencil tool that I'm using right now, I immediately wanted to make it like a house of my own, and the house in the Colonel's Bequest is the best house. I mean, yeah, there are other really good EGA houses. You got the house in King's Quest 4. You know, of course, there's Hugo's House of Horrors house. There's a King's Quest 3 house. There's a bunch of really cool EGA houses, but to me, for moodiness and light, the Colonel's Bequest house is just the absolute best. And if the music's too loud, let me know. And I probably did initially have this scene on a separate layer, but I don't know where it is, because my file management's terrible. So that's why we kind of are doing this right now, but it's not going to take that long. But yeah, the Colonel's Bequest, the house, that was my main source of inspiration. I guess it's pretty clear when you look at it. And I read this Computer Gaming World article fairly recently. I mean, Computer Gamer World has not been around for a really long time, but there was a Computer Gamer World article where they interviewed, I forget who they interviewed. They might have interviewed Roberta Williams. I don't remember who they interviewed, but they talking about the art for the Colonel's Bequest. They mentioned that I'm using the mouse right now. In fact, when I'm starting to get into stuff like this, I'll go in and use the stylus. They were talking about how for the art for the Colonel's Bequest was approached differently than a lot of the other Sierra games at the time, in that instead of Roberta actually sketching out vaguely what the scenes would look like, she actually just gave them the plans for the house, gave the artist the plans for the house, and kind of let them do whatever they wanted, which I think worked in the favor of the Colonel's Bequest, because Roberta Williams is a great designer, but she's not really an artist, and so when you're getting an artist to work off of when you're getting an artist to work off of a visual reference or a drawing that was not made by an artist, you kind of already have, you know, some ways that the artist is being restricted in terms of composition. And luckily for Doug Herring, I think they got a lot more leeway creatively with the Colonel's Bequest. And so that goes back to me saying that when you trust your artists, you can get a really good result. And Loom is a beautiful game. Jim plays games, and my one regret is that, yeah, like Loom for EGA is kind of hard to find. Same with EGA version of Secret of Monkey Island. That's the one I want to play. And I have not played the EGA version of Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, ever. So I kind of want to do that too. Because obviously for me, those are the best versions. I think of the tent in Secret of Monkey Island and how beautiful the dithering and the color is in that tent. And and it's so smart. I can't really go with the VGA versions of just about anything. And it's mostly aesthetic. I don't really have a problem with them. I just, for me, of course. If you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna go EGA every time. Yes, there's a castle in Conquest of Camelot. And Conquest of Camelot is beautiful as well. It was also worked on by Doug Herring. Oh no, Edenway, you're saying there's historical inaccuracies in the manual for Laura Bow too? Uh-oh. Classic Gamers Guild, good to see you. What tips do I have for making guides for artists? That's a good question. It depends. I mean, do you mean digital art or do you mean like traditional art? Wow, my computer's really chugging. Can I turn anything off? I'm gonna close Firefox. Firefox might be giving me some trouble. I'm getting a lot of delay. Oh, that's already better. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing well, Classic Gamers Guild. Good to see you. Classic Gamers Guild is... Oh, you guys stream, so I'll give you guys a shout out. Hold on. Oh, you guys digital day of war? Sure, yeah, Classic. Yeah, Classic Gamers Guild. Oh, you guys do stream, so I'm gonna do that. Of course, Classic Gamers Guild is also a Facebook group that people who love adventure games, well, not just adventure games, but classic games. And it has a podcast, of course. Classic Gamers Guild podcast. They interviewed Roberta and Ken Williams, which is kind of awesome. So definitely recommend that. And of course, and they've interviewed me a couple times, 2 or 3 times, I think. Their first episode was me. So, yeah, Doug Herring worked on Conquest of Camelot. Well, partly. I mean, he worked on some of the animation and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't the main artist like he was on Colonel's Bequest. And he also did some work on Quest for Glory 2. And he painted, this might be a little known fact, he painted the cover for Manhunter San Francisco, I think, the second one. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. I just accidentally shut down Photoshop, or Photoshop just crashed. So give me a second. Sorry about that. Quizlock, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'm hoping to attempt an upgrade again at some point. And yeah, I'm still thinking Wacom Mobile Studio. We'll see. But let me just get this file open. Yeah, I'm doing well. Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom was also CGA? Oh, interesting. Yeah, so what I was saying, yeah, I think Doug Herring worked on, he painted the cover, the actual box cover for the second Manhunter game, I think. So they kind of, and I think I asked him at the time, was that like a coveted thing? I mean, did people fight over actually making the cover art? And he said no. He said whoever was available to do it did it. And actually, what I love about talking to him and talking, you know, well, not really talking, but conversing over Twitter with Mark Ferrari too. Mark Ferrari, of course, did Loom. Zach McCracken, he did. Oh my gosh, this is really chugging. Sorry, guys. He also did Secret of Monkey Island. He did, yeah, a bunch of stuff. Him and Doug Herring, they both hate EGA. They don't like it at all, which I get. I do understand it, because it was for them like a technological restriction, and they're both classically trained artists. They didn't start as digital artists. They're both painters and stuff. And so, you know, when you have a paint box that can do infinite colors, getting stuck with, you know, this particular palette and not getting any real say in it, I can understand why they would not like it. But I've never had to think of the EGA color palette like that. I've always thought about it as, that's my childhood, and those are the memories that I love, and so I don't have any kind of hang-ups about it at all. You know, I don't know if I'll ever do any. I won't say I don't know if I'll ever, but in terms of what I enjoy, I like this. The limited palette is nice. Okay, so we have this nice vignette kind of thing. So why don't we work into that? Is that really what it looks like over there? Oh, I made it. I made an oops. Oh yeah, I'll turn on the history again. Okay, great. So here we have that vignette that is in I think in the demo intro, this vignette is in the first scene in the morning, the second scene at nighttime, and also in when the fish goes into the bucket. So this is actually a pretty important piece that I'm. But let's open up the nighttime one again that we're actually going to work on. So here it is, and I don't actually know if I did these in separate layers initially or if I just kind of did it all in one. I might have all just done it in one. But now that we have that, we can definitely... we don't need to be contiguous. So now we have it here. And for this now I don't have to worry about messing this up. I'm just actually gonna completely do this as a full scene. Once I stop chugging. I'll just take this opportunity as I'm just doing this filling in to just say again that on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be streaming the Crimson Diamond demo for the big adventure event. And I don't know if you guys have seen on Twitter some other people who are in that. And it's a lot of really familiar faces and people I've got to meet at events and other people I haven't got to meet, and everyone's doing really cool projects. So here's the here's the vignette that we don't need right now. Why don't we get into some of this other stuff? And why don't we actually get the fisherman in there? Let's get Doug Bow. Doug, of course, Douglas Herring, and Bow is in Laura Bow. Let's get him into that piece too. So we don't need all these animated pieces because we're actually gonna redo all this, but why don't we take he's lit here. So when we take those two, merge that. So this is where he was in that intro scene. So that's pretty much what it looks like in the current intro. I'll close some of this up. And we're gonna just get in here and start working on, oh yeah, and I also want the palette up because right now I don't have all the colors yet. Great. Okay. So here we are. And what I'm really gonna probably like to focus on is that lighting effect on the ground. I love lighting effects in EGA. But for now we're gonna work on just getting the scene right. And in fact, the color here I wonder if the ground or I need to differentiate the ground and the water. So why don't I take the lighter blue and see what we can do here. Is that gonna be that's not bad actually. Although I might dither that back. Let's try it the other way around. Do you guys prefer the lighter lake or the lighter grass? I feel like the lighter lake works better. Yeah, because if it's a darkish forest, then it's definitely gonna be more like that. Okay. Figure. But the whole thing is going to be bracketed by these trees. Oh. Let's go here. Bill Kuhn, thank you for resubscribing. 3 months on Prime. I gotta sit up. What is going on? You know what? Oh, I know what the problem is. I didn't angle my camera properly. That's the problem. Okay. That's why. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, so I think the trees are really tall, so I'm gonna. Oh, let me check the notification again. Jim plays games. Thanks for the cheer. I appreciate it. Okay, oh. Okay, so. We're gonna take some of these trees. I'm gonna use my stylus again. We're gonna extend this out. And of course, a lot of this is gonna be covered by this vignette, but it's kind of good to get all that in. There we go. Tree, big tree here. Thanks for the bits. Awesome. And yeah, like next week should be a music stream. Dan and I will talk about that. And ooh, I like having a tree in the front. Yeah, it's nice to create depth in these. So let's get in there and do some bigger trees in the front. Happy little trees. And there is sort of a big dramatic piece that Dan's gonna have to do eventually. I don't know if that's gonna be next week or not, but there is still some music for Dan to have to do, I think. Ooh, that's too symmetrical. Oops. But I do like, actually that one's, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of trees. The angle just kind of bothers me a little bit. Because it should be like a, draw attention to where he is, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Perfect. It shouldn't be perfect, it's trees. And then we want some of the, I want more of the scrubby type tree to come back. Actually, that's probably good too. One of those. And what else is really bothering me right now is the black outline that's here. Oh. Oh, and I think, was it yesterday or today was Francisco Gonzalez's birthday. So if you follow him on Twitter, is it today? I never know what day it is. It'd be nice to wish him happy birthday. His game Rosewater, he said, as of December 2020 was code complete, which I'm so insanely jealous about. I'm really happy for him though, but jealous. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this gray, extend it here. What else would be here? I do like having the grass be a bit. I kind of want the light to not just be on the ground, but I feel like he wouldn't have built a fire so close to trees, so maybe that's for the best. Oh wow, I missed a bunch of chat, you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna catch up on that. Give me a second. And Classic Gamers Guild, yeah, I'd love to always come back. Although, yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything new. Maybe when it launches, we can talk. So, yeah, I thought you guys weren't chatting at all, but it just got stuck for some reason. And Day of War, you got a drawing tablet. It's really good. The form factor of drawing tablets is really good. And I do Cosmic Void 3. I love the art of the Manhunter games. I love even like the AGI stuff where it's the double wide pixels. I love that stuff too. In fact, I want to do some art that is in that style too. I would never play Manhunter games, but I like watching Let's Plays of it. Oh, you do not see Photoshop? Okay, no you do. Okay. It's Big Julia. Sorry you guys, I thought you guys were just being quiet and it just was me not dealing with the chat properly. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I'm having so much fun drawing. I don't. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. That's why you're doing the bits Jim plays games. Sorry. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I thought I didn't see chat moving, and I thought, okay, you guys are not talking, and that's fine. Blah Holton, good to see you. You're writing an email designing electric balalaika all day. I don't know what that is. Okay, yes, eating with. Okay, so Francisco Gonzalez's birthday today. Yes. So is the Crimson Herring still in the game, even if it's not in the name, Dr. Mikachu? Ooh, it's tempting. It's tempting. Okay, it's a triangular guitar, balalaika. Cool. Very cool, Beholdson. And Beholdson, thank you again for that graphic of all the dithering possibilities of the 16 color palette. It was really awesome to see that. Okay, so now we're back in the proper stage here. We're gonna get in and I guess I don't want to put too much detail, but wonder if the vignette is getting lost a little bit. I might need to do an outline on it or something. But anyway, I'll worry about that later. That's the motto of the stream, is I'll worry about that later. Oh, Deluxe Tux is asking, I'm really curious to see where Francisco goes after Rosewater. Oh yeah, Edmund Itor, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, Francisco said to me when we talked about this a bit, and he asked me if I had any ideas after the Crimson Diamond, and I said yeah, for sure. And he said that's good because you should always kind of have that in the back of your head, thinking about other ideas that you might want to do. And I do. I'm sure he does. Okay, well, I can't think of anything else I'd want to add to this. Besides, maybe more trees. Oh, you don't think you've never not had ideas. Edmund Etor, thank you for the pronunciation. Edmund Etor. Good to see you. No, it's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem, Dave, where if you always have an idea of what you want to do next. I think it's a good thing. Because then you won't be bored. And you know what? And if you ever feel like you're in a bit of a slump with what you're currently doing, then, you can kind of start slowly working on something else, Just having something in the back of your mind, I think, can be really nice. And I've been trying to do that more myself, and that, have an idea for something, just kind of play around with it in my head a little bit. It's a nice mental break. Dr. Mikachu has 10 years of planned projects. I believe it. Dr. Mikachu not only has so many projects planned, but executes a lot of them. Jim Plays Games, have a great night. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Yes, happy Crimson Tuesday. Oh, nice, Last Studio. You want to do an EGA Space Questy type of game when Betrayed Alliance is done. Very nice. See, everyone's got their idea for their next thing. It is alluring to have an idea of what you want to do next. Oh, interesting. Anyway, you say this scene reminds you a bit of a Christmas and holiday card programs Sierra put out. I kind of want to do one of those. That would be kind of awesome. But I feel like, I don't want these just to be dark trees, because when it's really dark out and you have one single point of light, it actually carries pretty far. So I wonder how much of this will actually get lit up. Because I feel like at least the rim of this big tree would have something on it, right? Yeah. this one, it would definitely have some kind of indication here. And it's actually really handy to give me some shape in there. 2026. Oh, Dave, the Slash Studio has been doing great. I think, yeah, I mean, when you're, for me at least, it's been really fun because the first chapter of the game probably took me, you know, on and off, probably 7, 8, 9 years, who knows? Just because I was kind of just playing around with it. But, oh, did I set this stream to retro or chat? I don't remember. Ugh, something I forgot to do today. But working on everything from chapter 2, 3, and 4 has been much faster, and it's for me been a matter. I'm still learning how to make a game. You know, the Crimson Diamond is my first game, so I have a lot to learn still. Which is why I can't be too jealous of Francisco for getting Rosewater Code complete by the end of last December, because he's literally made a dozen games. So how can I possibly get too jealous about that? Because he's just got so much more experience than I do. Like, more than 10 years more experience, so I can still feel jealous, but it's not that justified. Anna, CGG, good to see you. Okay, good, we're on retro. That's what I wanted. Because, yeah, I am doing stuff today, so I figure. Deluxe Tux's theory is Francisco has clones. That would be nice. Anna, good to see you. Yes, I'm roughing slowly some definition in here. Because if you don't have it, then the trees just kind of look really boring. And put some of the cyan, I think, into the pine trees. Just touching the little bits. And making sure that the light is from the bottom, so you're not going to get a lot of light near the top of the branches. You won't probably get any. Just some suggestions of some light. And it would be it's going to be underlit too, so that's another consideration to make. Dramatic firelight. Oh, Meeps, cool. Edmund Eintor says, Francisco took several years to finish Ben Jordan Case 8. He had a hard time making progress. He's come a long way since then. I love, the best thing about the Ben Jordan games is that you can really see Francisco's progress, like how he developed as a game dev and an artist and in every aspect. So it's awesome to see that. And also they were super inspiring to me. Oh, thank you, Roke. You like the music? This is the music I was originally going to use for the game until Dan came on board the project. But yeah, this is the Great Canadian Tune Book. It is a it is MIDI Canadian folk tunes, and I love them. But nothing beats Dan's custom stuff. The Crimson Diamond theme, I think is stunning. I love it so much. And I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to get original music created for any reason, but I don't know. It's super cool to have that done. Justin Paul, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator is really cool. People, I'm gonna write in chat. Justin, if you want to drop Panzer Paladin A link to Panzer Paladin. Please do. Panzer Paladin. Yeah, if you guys check out Panzer Paladin, it's a really, really awesome game that Justin has created. Him and his arm. Why don't we take a look at Justin's arm again as he goes. There's Justin's arm. He was there at PAX East. Although, yeah, I did talk to him at his booth. His very awesome booth. Oh, halfway done your current project. What are you working on? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Justin, what do you got? Yeah, the famous arm. Oh, NDA, of course. That's how it goes. So I can only talk about Panzer Paladin, even though it's like in your past, in your distant past. Edmund Itor, are you able to get any Canadian funding for the game, regardless of all the Canadian references? That's a good question. I actually applied for a funding thing last week. The deadline is next week, I think. So I don't know if I'll hear anything from that. If I do, I'll let you guys know, of course. But you know, these things you just never know. But yes, I recently did apply for a grant because I would like to upgrade my computer again. I would like to try to do that. And how much of I do want to make more green, I think. Oh, you know what? Should I make? I'm thinking about making the green grass in this piece the cyan. I don't think I want green in this at all. Come to think of it. So why don't we do that? Okay. Yes, good night, Justin, and your arm. Your famous arm. Oh, the company that made Dreamfall games did get some funding from the Norwegian government, funding for the arts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is a government grant, government funding. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I mean, it's important. Well, Edmund Itor, you don't have at the States. You don't have option for funding. I feel like in Toronto, Ontario and Toronto, we've been really fortunate. We've actually had decent funding. I think I've never had any, so I can't really say really, but there's some really good initiatives, and there's like the Hand-Eye Society in Toronto that has a lot of really good resources, and I do think they get funding, which is I think is really important. In fact, should I make that grass the same color? I made it the cyan, but should I make it actually this blue color? I feel like I want the fish to stand out, and it's not standing out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely. I'm wondering if there's anything I can show you guys to take a bit of a visual break from this, if that's necessary. I always worry that this part of the stream is kind of boring. Fish. Yeah, the fish, I want the fish to definitely stand out. The fishies. Oh, good emote, arrogant logician. This actually reminds me, when I see these fish in this bucket, I'm reminded there's a Canadian-made zombie movie called Blood Quantum that has a scene with fish in a bucket. And it's a really good movie. And I recommend it. I don't know where it's viewable, but good piece of Canadian filmmaking there. Blood Quantum. Yes, Blood Quantum Sluts, dude, exactly. It's pretty good. Bill can watch that. If you're searching for a visual break, can you show the time-lapse drawing video of the Colonel's quest scenes? Yeah, sure, we can do some of that, I think. Edmund Eintor says Kickstarter is mainly funding for the States, some assistance from university and private organizations. Make a shark jumping out of the lake. Okay, so I know the ones you mean, the Dust Nostalgia videos, right, Bill? So why don't we hold on? Let me just go to Big Julia, and then let me find those. Let's see if my computer can handle that, because it's already kind of not 100% pleased with me, but you can find it. Okay, so we're going to take a bit of a visual break. Let's see, looking at the time, I'll probably do maybe another half an hour maybe. Nostalgic Colonel's Bequest. As you suggest, last video suggests we watch Blood Quantum together. I'm sure Dan will be game. Ha. Let me just see. Oh, stop it. Okay. Yeah, I started watching it. It kind of started at not the beginning. Okay. So, I'm going to keep my music on because I don't know if they're going to be bothered by that. But why don't we... I'll do like a window cap or something. So let's take a bit of a look at that. Let's see, window capture. And then we can talk a little bit about them too. Window capture. DAWs. Okay, so one of those. It's actually, you don't really need to see me for this. Okay, why don't we do that? Here it is, 320 by 200 pixels, 16 colors, same, you know, I of course have copied that for what I'm doing. So this is Das Nostalgic's Colonel's Bequest. And what Doug Herring said, he actually commented on this video. And I'm just going to zoom down to show you what that was. Oh no, where's the comment? Anyway, he says something about how he doesn't think that artists will create art like this ever again, like with these step-by-step draws. You can, and I have tried it for about 5 minutes before I gave up completely because it just adds another layer of difficulty to it. Although I love watching the draw happen, that was one of the first things I noticed when I first played King's Quest 1, was when you walked into the scene drew itself, kind of like a picture book, in like a live picture book. And I love that. And to see the process happen in front of your eyes is really fun for me. So that's how you do it still? Oh my goodness, you're a better person than I just do not have the patience for this. Another thing I kind of took out of Doug Herring's book is a lot of his trees are gray. The bark of his trees are gray and not brown. And if you really look at trees, the real life trees, the bark is really not brown for most trees. It is gray, more gray than anything else really. The same drawing effect, Bill Kuhn, Winnie the Pooh and the 100-Acre Wood. Yeah, therefore I love Doug Herring's use of color. I love it so much, and I love his dithering and just the stuff that he's done. It's amazing considering, like, you'd think he'd been doing this for years and years, and of course he'd worked on other projects, but it's not like he was told how to do this or had examples he could look to. They were kind of making this all up on their own, which kind of blows my mind. Cosmic Void 3, tree outside your window is gray but brown when it's wet. That's fair enough. Yeah. Yes, and Twitter, there's also @AGI Stuff, which does the draws as well. But yeah, I mean, all this has to be planned out ahead of time with these steps. You can't just noodle around with it in Photoshop like I do with my stuff. And the fills, and you got to fill every little pixel in, and sometimes there's a stray pixel here and there that you need to make up for. The Holtz and I agree. We tend not to think of desaturated colors as close to gray. Yeah. I actually don't really like using gray for stuff. I mean, I say trees are better gray, but even things like spaceships and things that are supposed to be made of metal, I tend to want to avoid using gray. I like to use just about any other color, like blues and things. I think Space Quest does a good job of not just being gray a lot of the time. Although in the start of Space Quest 3 you get a lot of gray. But I don't know, I like having color. I don't like when it's too monochromatic. Of course, when I'm someone who loves the EGA color palette, so me loving ultra bright colors should not come as much of a surprise. Yeah. But the planning, I mean, the fact that you had to use that light cyan line, knowing you didn't want a harsh outline on the front of that helmet, planning all that, I just don't even know. So this is what I mean, where they were inventing this as they went, and with tools that they were also helping create, with no examples to look to, which to me makes this all the more amazing. Yeah, and Slash Studio, I agree. I mean, you know, we don't have to. I don't have to convince you about how great the EGA color palette is, of course, because you're using it too. But yeah, I mean, I mentioned before that I've shown the Crimson Diamond at events, and it's really eye-catching. Not even for people who recognize the EGA color palette, just kids also kind of gravitate toward it. Interesting, Dave. Well, you got to go to Charleston, South Carolina, and you could see the plantation stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean by they were given a lot of that visual reference for these houses, and they were just kind of allowed to work from those, which is great because in architectural features of these buildings and like the furnishings and all that, it's not something you can just as a developer that doesn't look at the reference to say, okay, well, I want the house to look like this, because as soon as you start drawing the window, it might not look like the kind of tall, thin window that you would see in these houses. And already the artist that then goes into that sketch is going to say, well, you kind of drew the window like this, but really the window should have a lunette at the top, and it should be tall and thin, and they're going to start questioning, they're going to start questioning, all this. When if you just let them start from the reference as it is, historically correct, then they can build it from the top up, the bottom up. Biore. Oh, close programs to that's our cue to stop looking to stop watching this stuff, unfortunately. Yeah. Roke, have a good night. Thanks for coming. Okay, yes, we're gonna close that. It wouldn't let us have the music in the video. I was running out of memory. Yeah, the beep boop noise was my computer. The beep boop noise was my computer saying, "Please stop this." Yeah, it was running out of memory, so I can't have the music up at the same time. So we kind of have to pick between the music and the visual. So I'll pick the music, and I'll go back to work, and we'll go until we'll see. Hold on, let me just open up the soundtrack again. Okay, great. And Control 8 is Photoshop. Right. Yeah, the poor computer. Yeah, this 8-year-old laptop that I need to upgrade was not having it. So we're gonna go back into this. I'm gonna start defining more of that area of light, I think. So I'm gonna do another layer. Eating Worth wants to know how many screens were in Colonel's bequests. Each screen is fairly complex. That's a good question. I'm sure we can find an answer for that somewhere. But yeah, it's just I wonder how long each of those took, and it probably wasn't that long. That's another awesome thing about it. I don't understand how they did it, because I mean it's taken me forever, and I have every convenience at my disposal. Anna says her computer keeps getting overwhelmed by hockey streaming. Yeah, I should have asked Doug more questions about that kind of stuff when I saw him. And I just... No, I could never have asked all the questions, Dave, well, you're right. But it really is amazing how much they remember about all that stuff. My memory's not that good. Yeah, a lot of chugging. Let's see, what time is it? 1:45. Oh, 88 screens Ruffling Crown's Bequest. Okay, that's not a lot. But I'm, you know, considering the setting is fairly small. Quality over quantity, maybe. King's Quest 1 is 83 screens. Oh wow, Legends of Larry 1 is around 40 screens. Wow. I never would have thought. That's kind of nice. Here's the infamous eraser tool that is non-anti-alias that we learned about way back when. That I did not know about until last year. That was nice. Well, so playable screens are 30 Cosmo 43? Holy cow. Not including the intro and like, yeah, close-up things or whatever. Wow. Jeez. Yeah, we did it. So yeah, I mean, that's another vote in 2020's favor, is that I learned about this eraser tool. Oh, Dave, what was the phrase that you used to describe that emotion? I forgot what we called that. Was it indignant relief or something like that? Yeah, I don't remember now. My goodness. So hey, it's not all bad last year. I learned a few things. There's a lot of delay happening right now. Took a month to draw. Leisure Suit Larry 1 and 3 months to produce. Oh my goodness. I feel I'm gonna add eventually some dithered shadow into this too. I feel like that's happening. And also a dither to knock the cyan trees back. Although, should I make those cyan or should I change that color to something else? Let's try. Let's try to make those lighter blue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I think I'll call it a 10, maybe. Because I don't know. I feel like the computer is. No, I like them better the other way. Dan, the band music. Okay, cool, Dan. Good. I actually need Dan to help me test something. And also, Mark Crow is working on other games at the same time as Leisure Suit Larry 1. Dan, good to see you. Yeah, Dan, so are you cleared to potentially stream next week? Is that a thing we can do next week? And also, what I kind of want to do, I hope so. Yes, Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator and TCD. Yeah, we showed the trailer for both, so. And I did get to talk and show some of the work that was done on that, which was a lot of fun to do. Yeah, my computer is not happy with me. I'm also, Dan's gonna help me test out the Steam stream after this. Yes, you should be available, sweet. Okay, good. So next week, confirmed, Dan stream. We're doing music. And yeah, so I'm gonna get off of this at about 10. We're gonna raid someone, and then after that, Dan is gonna help me test the Steam store stream. Just for like 5 minutes. Although it's not going to be public, it's just going to be for people on my friends page, for my Steam friends page, which is just like him. That's it, I guess. I don't really have Steam friends, so we're going to have to hash that out tonight. So I'm going to probably call this in 10. And because, yeah, I just want to make sure I ironed out any technical difficulties before the actual stream on Thursday. Because that would not be good. Here, Dan, we're having a fine time tonight. Just a pretty chill art stream where I'm getting a decent amount done, I guess. I mean, it's not nearly finished, but yeah, we're just having a bit of a camp out right now. Having a fine time. In fact, if I like this enough, I might not even do the vignette for this piece. So I can't think of a good way to do it. Because it already is kind of vignetted. Dan says, is today's catch ready? I came exclusively because I was told there would be a real gem of a fish served this evening. We have 2 lake herrings, Dan. That's all we have. They're fire grilled. If that's what you're interested in. Bilkern says that, as I said earlier, the 1990s Boy Scout in me is happy. Good. Good, I'm glad. Oh crap. The stars are too big. Just want to give an indication that there's sky happening back there and not grass. Gem of a fish, dad joke number 1. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Oh, Boy Scouts eating away taught you important lessons such as don't cut yourself with a knife and will it burn? Yeah, this is the dancing ants selection. I like keeping them on. You can hide them with Control H, but I don't know. I like them. Gosh, I made a mess. Let's see. bad start. Let's see where we started. Oh, we can't. Not a bad start to this whole thing. And yeah, I probably should make this less like this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's significant delay. I don't know. I mean, it's probably better for this to be over sooner rather than later. Because, Sakanakao, good to see you. Yeah, it's not the museum anymore. We're actually, it's, although the museum isn't quite done yet, but it's done enough that I'm kind of comfortable with just letting it be, and I'll just finish it on my own. Not the bite boops. Yeah, I'm gonna switch this over. We have 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna switch it over to Big Me and just go over what we've been already talked about today as a review, and then we're gonna rate somebody. So, Crimson Tuesday. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Working on chapter 4. I'm about, did I say 75% done? I haven't done the assets I need to do for it, so I'll knock that down to 60% done. And what else? Yes, so Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator was announced, and you can check it out on Steam, and you can wishlist it. And I'm just going to drop the links again. So those are the links for Britt Nelson, that's Xalavier Nelson Jr., who worked on Hypnospace Outlaw, Skatebird, and Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs. Follow him, yeah, Britt Nelson. Patreon at Strange Scaffold. Xalavier Makes Words at itch.itch.io. And yeah, link to the Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator Steam page. So that's where the trailer is, and that's where you can wishlist. And I worked on the character portraits, the trader portraits, and the organ inventory bits. And the upsetting pink organs that are kind of moving around in that little GIF are Ben Chandler's doing. And there is a second project that the same team worked on, including me, that is currently redacted, but hopefully we'll get an announcement. I have no idea when, but hopefully sometime this year. Blaholson, thank you so much for wishlisting it. Great. So that's that. Yeah, I worked on the piece tonight. We're probably, for the next art stream, we might work on this same one some more. And to fully commit to trying to get more intro art redone before the game launches. Eventually all has to get done still. And let's see. Next week is going to be a music stream with Dan. With Dan, who is at Dan the Band. And oh no, your Twitch is a different link. I gotta update that. Yeah, well anyway, tomorrow on next week's music stream, I will start with a pre-stream on my channel. We'll raid Dan after. Haha, Dan says, I can't even believe Julia would ever work on another game besides TCD. I would never do that. Empire of Sin, everybody. Empire of Sin. Dan did the music for that, and go check that out too, of course. But next week we'll work on some original music live on stream with Dan, and I think that's it. Yeah, I say GIF. Did I say GIF or GIF? I don't know. I don't know what I say. And I think that's gonna be it for today, you guys. Thank you for coming. We're gonna look at who to raid tonight. Back in action with art streaming. That feels good. What do we have? Who do we have? Let's see. We have, ooh. Well, let's see. I think I'm leaning toward Middle Age Stream, because we did have someone come in today from Middle Age Stream. Or was it no? From Jim Plays Games, so we can't read Jim Plays Games. Hungry Goria. Okay, good idea, Dan. I haven't rated Hungry Goria in a while. Okay. Yeah, I also have Hungry Goria on my list. Hungry Goria is an awesome retro streamer. Sailor Moon, I should have. Yeah, I'm like, if I had seen that she was doing Sailor Moon, I would have jumped at that. Okay, yes. Okay, perfect. Dan, you're right. When you're right, you're right. We're gonna rate Hungry Goria. So, get that done. So Hungry Goria uses. I think Dan said Hungry Goria uses original software, to do her stuff, which is awesome. I mean, original hardware. And she is playing a Sailor Moon game, which, you know, you doesn't get better than that, really. Hungry Goria. Have a great night, you guys. Have a good night, Bilkun. Hungry Goria. No, not Hungry Gorilla. Okay, cool. So, have a good night, everybody. Great, I think we've got everyone. Great. Dr. Mikachu, thank you for coming. Good night. And yeah, we're set to raid now. Ambrosine, good to see you, of course, as always. And yes, we're going now. Day of War, good night. Edenway, thank you so much to you as well. And I'm glad I got to work on something fresh too. Oh my goodness. Slat Studio, have a great night. See you guys hopefully next week when we're going to be doing more music. It'll be some nice times. We're going to set to raid. Alright. See you there.